Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
Well, I'm not saying the Titanic lot were pussies, but...
No.
You know.
No. But,
actually, guys, it's quite easy to stay on the surface. Welcome to Drum and Drummer, episode 234. That's nice, isn't it? 234.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Wonder if we'll ever get to episode 2345.
No.
No.
No, I don't think so. 2,345.
Yeah, right.
How many weeks is that?
Well, I feel like I need to get Google Gemini involved.
To say we've been doing this 4 years, and that would be another... We'd have to be 40. 40 years. We'd be in our 7th... You'd be in your 80s, surely.
Maybe. Hang on, we're on. George, explain to while I'm typing this, explain why we're doing 2 episodes in one day.
Yes. Hello, listeners. It's just me and you. I'm currently in Mallorca doing the Ironman 70.3, which is a stupid race I've signed up for. It's a double triathlon, essentially. And, I realised we had to do 2 back-to-back because I am out there at the moment. No, I'll be back by the time this one drops, but it's easier. Bosh them out. Back to back.
Yeah, bosh.
Ben looks like he's figured out why. How many years?
Okay, so it would land on, it would be October 2066. So yeah, I'd be like 80, 79, no, 81. Yeah, that is, we can't rule it out. That's the important
Can't rule
thing.
it out, no.
Can't rule it out.
I mean, if I'm 71... It's still a hell of a long time, though, isn't it? That'll be basically our whole lives doing this podcast.
What a treat.
But,
what a treat.
You know.
Anyway, Mallorca, Ironman.
Yeah.
Is it an Ironman? Ironman.
Yeah. Well, it is, but technically it's a half Ironman. But that's
Half
still
Ironman.
A double triathlon. I mean, the States...
Iron boy. Can I call it an iron boy?
Iron adolescent. You know? Do you want to know anything about it, or...?
Just run me through again what's involved in an iron boy.
1.2 mile swim in the sea, 55-mile bike ride, and then a half marathon. But I did it. Old listeners will know I did one 4 years ago in Weymouth. Almost as it was a way to learn how to swim. And I feel like I learned to swim well about a month before I did it. And but I'd always liked the idea of doing them because they do them around the world. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do one in Mallorca? Just because...
Is it the same organisation that does it? Right, okay.
Yeah. So
what's the organisation? Iron Boy Limited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you say what is
trademarked?
it? Yeah. But I thought, well, because I used to live out there, as people who have known me for 10 minutes know, I thought, how cool would it be to go back? And it is in the town I used to live. You know, it's in Alcudia, which is where I lived. So you do the swim by like the port or something, Port Alcudia. And then the bike ride, it near enough, it looks like it just goes around the whole island. I'm a bit worried about that, how hilly it's going to be. But we'll see, you know. And then the run is basically a run from like Alcudia down to kind of where I lived, and then but like port to where I lived in Alcudia and then back. Like it's like, you know, kind of everywhere I knew is where the race is, you know.
That's nice.
But
do you finish where you start?
Yeah, sort of. Wait, so here's the thing. I don't know if I've told you this.
Because it would be annoying if you sort of like park up and then you end up... How long's the run?
13 miles.
30 miles. 68 miles away from where you parked your car.
Yeah, but... I heard this from someone, because when I did the one in Weymouth, you finish the race and then you have to walk a mile or two to the bit to get your bike. I was like, that seems like a massive design flaw, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's intentional, because if you've done that amount of exercise, if you then stop at the finish line and then just...
Get in an Uber.
Yeah, exactly. Your body's like, what the fuck? So it's kind of, you need to have that kind of...
Warm down.
Slow, little walk. Yeah. I am a bit scared because... The open water sea. Well, it's the same reason it freaked me out last time. It's when you swim and you go out of your depth in the sea. If you go to the beach, you don't really go out of your depth, do you? Do you know what I mean? Even if you're a good swimmer, it's like, what's the point? You know, it's like why
For
would
me,
I-
it's when you see the water go from blue to black.
yes,
Because there's like a drop off. You're like, hang on, no.
yeah. Well, that's the
No.
thing. And I remember
Could
when
be
I did
anything
the,
down there.
when I did the one in Weymouth, and it was like you're swimming and you can see the bottom, and then suddenly you can't see the bottom, and you go, oh, now I'm very much out of my depth, you know?
Yeah. Because if a
And-
giant squid was to pull me down here, it's not that far to the sand.
no,
If they were to pull me down a little bit further out,
yeah,
game over.
What?
I don't know how long. I can see the Titanic. Who knows? Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about the giant squid thing, but thanks for adding that to the add to the list.
Oh, shark, something.
Shark, yeah. I mean, anything.
Pugwash.
Is,
Anyone could be out there.
my fear is
Captain Phillips.
just
He'd probably save you, actually. So.
he probably would, yeah. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
What if I just start sinking? I can't stop. Do you know what I mean? But I have to kind of go. You'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? When have you ever been in a pool or in the sea and just randomly
Just
started?
sunk. Yeah.
Just sunk. You don't. You know. And there's so many ways you can not.
It's not
sink.
like you start, when you're running and then if you just run and then you can go, oh, hang on a minute. No, I was meant to go a little bit more that way.
Yeah.
With the sea, it's not like you start swimming down and you don't know. And you're like, hang on a minute, I've swum 10 foot down. No, I need to go back up. Like
Exactly.
It's quite easy to stay on the surface.
It is. Yeah.
Really.
That's my
When you're swimming in controlled environments, I'm in a shipwreck. I imagine it's quite hard to stay on the surface. you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
So,
not saying the Titanic lot were pussies, but
No.
you know.
No. But
Actually, guys, it's quite easy to stay on the surface. Yeah, water's a little bit cold and there's a fucking ship sinking. Yeah, I know, but
exactly.
just
Yeah,
saying.
Just
saying.
find a big door. But no, so my plan is to just enjoy it. I've done training where I can, you know what I mean? I've been going in the pool and doing, because it's essentially 2 kilometres. So I've just been doing 80 lengths because I've been trying to go in the sea in Brighton, but one, it's disgusting. And also, it's still so cold in there. I tried to swim the other day and it's like you get your head under and it's like brain freeze. Literally like, oh my God, I can't,
Do you have a cap?
Yeah, you got to wear a cap. I
Gotta
need
wear
to
a
have a
cap.
look at the rules tonight because I'm
You got
really.
you got the nature's cap.
This is the thing. It's almost. Do you know what? I go to this outdoor, sea lanes in Brighton. It's like a 50-meter Olympic pool, and you have to wear a swimming cap. And I'm like, why? Like it's. I've shaved this morning. Like it's. I don't know. What?
It's like
what
a
is
ball
it?
man wearing a hairnet in a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. It just. It's.
What's
yeah.
falling off that?
Yeah. Exactly. But no, I'm just going to enjoy it, to be honest. But I have already thought, and I need to stick to this, I think this might be my last thing like this I do, for a while anyway, just because it's kind of like, it does take the fun out of all of the different things, Like, if you go for a swim, I want to just go for a swim, or go for a run, just to do and be like, hey, I've done a half an hour run, whatever, 5K. That's enough exercise for the day, rather than being like, I have to run 10 miles because I'm prepping for this. Or like my big bike ride I did the other day. I did 100 kilometers the other day because it was like, well, I've got to train for this thing.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, but I didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like, I'd like to go on a bike ride and be like, oh, that was fun. I popped to that thing. I went to the pub and came back, So, I think it's like, I think it is a bit, do you need to do that much fitness? Do you know what I mean? So, rather than...
Is that like an iron baby, which is even
that?
less?
Well, I mean, that would be essentially a sprint triathlon, wouldn't it? Which sounds lovely, It's like a short swim, 10K bike, 5K run or something, Lovely, Anyway, so that's where I'll be.
When you're flying out Tuesday,
Yes.
what day? You're there for a week. What day is the
It's Saturday.
Iron Boy? Saturday. So you got quite a while to be worried about it while you're there.
I wouldn't say it that way. I'd say more like
You don't
get
want to
used
do it the day after you land, though. You don't want to do it that
No,
soon.
I think it's the perfect time because it's
Okay.
basically up
You
until
can
then
acclimatise.
acclimatise, and I just want to be in the sea as much as possible,
Right,
just swimming.
okay, yeah.
Because the swim is honestly, once I've done the swim, that's the way I did the last one. Once I've done the swim, I was like, okay, we're cool. As long as my bike doesn't break, I can just get this done now.
Do you have to fly your own bike out there? Okay.
So we looked into this. Thankfully, my brother is quite the bike man, and I was looking at doing that. But you have to get you have to pay for a bike bag, and then you got to dismantle your bike to get it in the bike bag. And then there was a kind of worry that they wouldn't allow it on the coach, So we were like, I don't know. But we can just hire them, and there's a bike place in the town, and my brother was like, this one looks good.
Could be their busiest, probably their busiest weekend.
Absolutely, it's probably just open 4 days a year, and that's it. But he's gonna hire the same one, then we're gonna go for a few little bike rides, day before, a few days before. So yeah, it'll be fun. But I'm kind of like, obviously I'm not looking to win or even remotely do well in the rankings. I just want to finish it. You know what I mean? Because as they say, everyone gets the same medal, unless you actually win. I think.
Do you know how many people are taking part?
No idea. It's never loads. It's never like.
Would it be better if it was just like 10 of you, or would that be worse?
I think that'd be worse. I think that'd be weird.
Worse.
I mean, it's a good amount of people. It's a good amount of people, but I think it's like compared to like the Brighton Marathon where there's thousands. It's like it's not like that. But I don't know. Probably like 5,000. That was just a made up number. Might not be that. Maybe less. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be interesting.
Well, best of luck, mate.
Yeah, the fear is always that everyone's going to be an absolute athlete. You're going to be next to Mo Farah. But with all these things, it's not the case. There's a lot of people that are exceptionally fit, but then there will be some people who are just not. And then I think I'm from. If the ranking is like the best is 10, the worst is 1, I'm probably like a 2 or a 3. Do you know what I mean?
Really, that low?
Yeah, God, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but some of them are fucking freaks. Like, you think about like how fast they do the run. To say they've done 1.2 mile swim, 55 mile bike ride, and then they'll bosh out half marathon in like an hour 5 minutes. You're like, how have you done that?
Yeah.
Like 20 kilometers in just over an hour.
I mean, that guy broke the marathon record the other week, didn't he? In London.
Yeah.
A marathon under 2 hours.
Yeah.
You saw the bit of him doing the last bit.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely caning it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I can't go that fast ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
And that's like the end of a marathon.
And they don't.
It's just like.
And he didn't look that fucked afterwards. He was just sort of sat there,
Yeah.
Like, anyway. So yeah, so that's that. Shall I tell you about, we did the last gig of the Laney and Zach shows.
Yes.
So that was in Lowestoft, the worst place to go to for a gig.
The home of my father.
Yeah, it's, as you know, just a awful drive. It takes way longer than you think it will.
Yeah.
We played there before. It won't be the last time. I think they're already trying to book us at least twice more this year. But yeah, it's a cool place. And it was the last show. And it was good. I thought it was really good. It's just weird because it's like people barn dance or do a line dancing whilst you're playing, and it's like they've practiced their line dance moves for like certain Laney songs, and it is just mental because you're playing and you're just kind of going like, what's going on, But yeah, it's all done now. It's all over.
Is he going back to Australia? Is he Australian?
He's Australian. He's going. His girlfriend's from Thailand, and so they're going to go out there for a bit, and then he's going to go back to Australia. We do.
What was he doing in the week when you weren't?
Well, that's a good question. I think he's just sort of hanging out. He's sort of. I don't know. He'd sort of go and explore.
Explore himself.
London or something.
And London. Yeah.
But I did think, there was a lot of gaps because, as we know, it's not really a tour.
It wasn't really a tour. It wasn't really a tour.
Yeah. I know you keep saying. But it will be nice to go back to just doing one gig because it was a bit of a head fuck. I know I've said it. It was great, and I was talking to Pat about it the other day. Pat Garvey. It was like he was like, "That's so good for your playing to do 2 full shows, back to back, like." Terms of practice, even if you just practice in a room for 2.5 hours solid, it's like that's good. But if you're doing it live, it's like you can very quickly gain some momentum. But I think it will feel easy now going back to the Laney gigs and just being like, oh, we're done. Like,
yeah. That's it, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff I know really well.
Yeah.
For 1 hour. Cheers.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was just thinking, if you did like the Iron Man of music.
Yeah.
So you're nearly there with like. I don't know. You'd need maybe you'd need the swim would be something else. Maybe the swim you'd open up with like a jazz quartet.
Yeah.
Flapping around in the sea is kind of like improvising and just tippy tappy on the ride,
Yeah.
that. And then, what are you most comfortable with? The cycling? Was that easier for you?
I think so, but I am worried about how big the hills will be. But cycling feels like the most relaxed part.
An hour of your own band, and then you do an hour of session for another artist afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did. So I did something similar with Auction Thief and Far.
You did,
and it is, I had the exact same experience as you. Of like, you finish Auction Thief, and you're like, well, that's the stuff I know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, right, I've got to do this other whole album of this band with an American guy who I only met on day one of the tour.
Yeah.
And I got to play his songs correctly.
Yeah.
With no rehearsal.
Yeah.
What is there anything that you, I don't know, learnt that you'd, if you had to do that sort of thing again, or is there anything you were, by the end you were like, oh, actually I should have done that? Or anything,
I mean, I try and keep this podcast as open as I can, without, I never want to offend anyone, but I think there was discussion at the end of the tour where we could have done it differently. It was sort of like, we were given charts before it all started, said these are the charts. There's a 2/4 bar here, there's this here, this is how to play everything. And then we turned up and Zach kind of just sort of said, oh, don't worry about that. Like, I'm just going to vibe it, But then it's tricky because it's like, it's, we sort of tried to learn everything as it was. And then he might, on night one, cut out a bit or like go to something earlier or extend something. So then it's kind of like, oh, well, now what do we do? Do we follow the chart or do we follow him? Because we were told by his guy in Australia, his whatever music director, these are the charts, this is what you follow. And then we're told by him to do this, And, members of the band sort of said it would have been great if it was like, if he said, okay, here's the deal on day one. I kind of want to just vibe it. I want to put on a show where it's like I get people singing along and I get this happening or that happening, These are the chords for the verse. These are the chords for the chorus. Just follow me and then we'll have a fucking chaotic time, And instead it wasn't that. And it wasn't really discussed until the end. And I think it was sort of like it could have been on day one. Like, right, okay, let's sort this out because we thought we were doing that. And instead you've done that. It's fine if you're doing that. But, and it's no slight on anyone. Do you know what I mean? It's but I think, if we were to do it again, and I think taking that forward to anything I do, if I'm playing with someone and they sort of go, oh, I just want it to be a vibe, you go like, right, okay, if you want that, this is how we're going to have to do it, because it can't be like, these are the stringent, precise charts, and then you can just change it. It's like, it needs to be sort of, I don't know, have no charts or have very loose structure, so then it can kind of go that way, So I think that that'd be the only thing that changed. But I'm trying to look at like the positives. There was many positives of the gig. It was sort of it was fun to play those songs. It was fun to play in front of crowds that were very receptive to it. There's some of the places they were really loud. And it was interesting. It was interesting the in some ways, polar opposites of each show. The Laney show is so... I mean, I'd love you to come and see it at some point, because it's so, like, just exact. And we've dialed it in, It's all to tracks. Chris is a fucking wizard with all of it. But, like, getting it so, like, the second that song finishes, we're into the next one. And it's kind of... And Georgie's great with her on stage talk, and she kind of says the same things every night, and obviously it's a different crowd, so they don't know that, but it's all dialed in and it's all brilliant, and it's like, if you did we do record every show, and it's near enough, if you listen to it, it's probably the same sort of thing every night, whereas the Zach show wasn't like that. It was very much like a kind of like free for all, like, okay, if they're vibing to this, let's keep that going, let's change, and I think, I don't know, it's there's good and bad points to both of those things. It's good to have a show that's so the same because you know where you are, but also you can't deny that Zach sort of he got the crowd closer and he got them more involved, and it was a more chaotic gig. But also, if it's that chaotic, sometimes you don't want it to be, you know, you lose some of the musicality, or you lose some of, I don't know, actually being a pro musician, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of miss, I wish we were just sticking to the charts, because then it, you know, you never want it to go so far off the rails that the audience are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and I don't think people were, but it could be like that. Do you know what I mean? So, I think it was great, and it was, you know, about the best learning experience you can have, you know, to do that show and then the other show immediately after, and stamina-wise to play for that long. And I actually, one day I recorded it on like a workout thing on Strava just to see my heart rate, and it was like, you know, 112 average, like the whole gig, you know, for like 2.5 like it's like a long time to be doing something so physical. So yeah, it was great, but I think we're all kind of quite keen to like be like, right, what are we doing next with the Laney thing, you know? And we've got a lot of cool gigs ahead, so it's great. But yeah,
Have you found anything that, like, because you're doing loads of this Laney stuff?
Yeah.
Have you? I assume you'll kick one up, one down, snare, hats, 2 crashes and a ride.
Yeah.
Have you found any point recently that you'd like, or the music requires something else with your kit setup?
Very good question. The thing Chris and I both want is what the drummer has, and it's a side snare, and it's like something ridiculous, like 10 by 2 or something, and it just looks cool. And I don't think he uses it that much, and we wouldn't really be able to do it, but like that would be the next thing to get like a side snare, because I don't think I've ever played a gig. No, I haven't, with a snare to my left. Done 2 snares, but and also beyond that, maybe adding another crash cymbal or something. But I tell you what I do like. I was thinking about it today because I had a video shoot today, and I was looking at my kit, and like the rack tom has really got battered, like in this last month. Like it's, you know, properly dented, like a school drum kit or something.
What, skin?
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I really need to keep on top of changing my heads now, you know, because it's sort of like, and I can feel that the snare isn't as lively as it was even at the start of April, you know, and it's kind of fun because it's that thing of like, well, the more you gig, the more money you make, but then it's like, well, you better put that money back into the kit, because you can't just, you know, rely on like, oh, well, it sounded good in January, you know. It's like,
well, people say like, oh, how often does you change skins? And it's like, well, how regularly do you play?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're only playing once a month, I mean,
exactly,
you can go a long time.
Yeah,
if you're bopping out 2 sets a night,
exactly. But I'm starting to enjoy that, and you know, I need a new stool, and I need new skins, and maybe time for new cymbals as well. I'm getting kind of a bit bored of the ride's fine, the hi-hats are fine, but some new crashes or something. But I like that it's all justified, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm doing a couple of gigs throughout the year and I'm like, oh, should I buy a cymbal? I've only done 4 gigs. Instead it's like, you know, there's a good few every weekend, you know, so it's like, right, yes, it's your job, fucking just go to Graham Russell now. So yeah, no, it's all good. It's so I think maybe a side snare, but it's weird because from now on it's kind of a lot of festivals, and I think you kind of don't want to turn up with, you know, too many extra things if you're like quick changeover and whatever, you know. But yeah, it's all been good. But I'm glad it all got done and it's all cool, and we had a great last gig. So yeah, ended on a high. So yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Nice. Anything else?
I don't think so. No.
I could say I'll end on what I did today. You'll like this as an organised man. So when I did that Ariana Grande gig, one of the singers, the Elphaba singer, Elphaba,
Elphbar's a vape.
It is, yeah, Elphbar.
Yeah,
let's call it Elphbar.
I think yeah.
So,
have you seen that Wicked with that Elphbar in it? The green one. The green Elphbar.
Strawberry Ice, Elphbar. She, her name's Connie. She said, "Oh, I need to do a show reel. Would you guys be up for just being the band? We'll go to that studio. It's a great place. Brighton musicians will know it. Oosh Tours.
I've been there.
Have you been there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we rented that room out. We got the itinerary last night, sent through, or day before, doesn't matter, who cares. 10 a.m. arrive, 10 till 11 set up, 11 till 1 prep the songs, 1 till 2 pizza and chill, 2 till 3:30 record all the songs, film it, her brother-in-law did the filming, 4:30 till 5 pack down, 5 get out. Every moment was like fucking to a T. Like, it was like we got in at 10, 11 we were set up, then we did rehearse, 1 p.m. Domino's. Oh, this was funny. Domino's guy turned up. I'll if we can clip this, I'll put it on the Insta. He just came in. He's like, "Oh, you playing some music?" Like, yeah, just a bit. And
have you seen the schedule?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not playing now because it's lunchtime, but
exactly
as dictated by the schedule.
Yeah,
but,
and he was like, "Oh, I play a bit." We were like, "Oh, do you?" He's like, "Yeah." He just came in, got on the old grand piano, and just started playing. Like, "Come on, join in." And everyone else was on wireless, like in ears. And I was like, I guess I'm playing jazz with the Domino's delivery guy now. So I thought that was quite funny. But
Fats Domino's.
Yeah.
Clip it. Get it on the
there you
gram.
go. But then So and then we did finish like bang on 4:30. Packed all stuff down. I got in my car at like 4:59, and I was driving at 5. And I went, that is so nice. The amount of times you do something that's like a video or anything where it's like everything runs late or whatever. It was like, oh, we're done. So lovely. So we'll see what happens.
What sort of stuff? Music was it?
We did
what was the show for?
Kind of just her to like use for, I don't know, auditions or whatever. But with an idea also to do her own function gigs, because I think she does a lot of, like many singers, solo gigs. But then she needs a band, and she was like, well, if you guys want to do the show reel, but if you also want some gigs afterwards, So we were like, yeah. So it's kind of like a function band set up. So, yeah, because you can never be in too many. But let's saturate that market some more.
True.
But yeah, but I thought you'd like that. It was just, oh, wow. Everything went bang on to time, And then that's your day. So, yeah.
Perfect. Do you want to wrap up there?
Let's wrap up there, boy.
Let's wrap it there. Well, George, best of luck with the old... you'd have done it by now, obviously.
Yeah.
But best of luck with the Iron Boy.
Thanks.
You are my Iron Boy.
That's sweet. As
I'll be
you are
your-
my Iron Man.
I'll be your
Good.
flabby man. Seriously, I need to lose weight. It's ridiculous.
You did okay, though, the other day. You went for a run.
I know, I did. And it's perfectly normal to put on weight after major surgery.
Of course it is.
It's absolutely fine. It's fine. Yeah, best of luck with that, mate. Hope it goes very well. I look forward to seeing your Strava map of just basically going around Mallorca.
Yeah.
And great.
I've got to make sure I've charged my watch, because if I don't, I'll...
Then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
If it hasn't, hasn't been recorded, it didn't happen.
I will go mental.
You need proof to tell people you've done things.
Exactly. It's kind of why I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of why we do this podcast, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Still alive, still doing some stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, pay attention. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can get in touch, as always, drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Follow on the Instagram @drumanddrummerpodcast. Don't forget to get your drum charts at drumcharts.co.uk. We shall see you next week. Thank you very much, Georgie boy. Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.